I was lying on the kitchen table, completely lost in my own fantasies. My little dog was quietly watching me from the side. Just then, I suddenly heard the sound of a car outside. I quickly stopped what I was doing and pulled up my pants. When my mother walked in, I lied and said I was doing my homework, but my mother saw the stain on the table. I shook my head at her to indicate that it was my dog, Blue, who had done it. That afternoon, while I was walking my puppy in the woods, Arthur, the object of my fantasies, suddenly stalked me. Looking into his eyes, filled with desire, I thought he wanted to do something to me, but to my surprise, he just wanted to invite me to walk with him. I couldn't help but stare at him, because he often appeared in my dreams. In my dreams, he would climb up to my window, stare at me with those loving eyes, and then gently lay me down on the bed. When his hand touched my skin, I felt a sense of fulfillment I'd never known before. So I made up my mind to become Arthur's girlfriend. The next day at the school dance, I made sure to wear the new dress I'd bought. Sure enough, Arthur noticed me right away. He gave me a smile, which made me realize my chance had come. So I walked right over to him. Arthur followed me quickly. He gently placed his hand on my stomach, which ignited an uncontrollable flame of desire within me. However, when I returned to the dance and told my classmates what Arthur had done to me, she actually got angry because she thought Arthur liked her. Just then, Arthur suddenly walked over. I wanted him to admit what he had just done to me, but to my surprise, he accused me of lying. In an instant, all my classmates launched a verbal attack on me. At that moment, I felt as if I had lost everything. From that day on, I didn't dare go to school anymore. To keep me from sinking deeper into despair, my mother asked me to work at her friend's supermarket. But when I saw the male owner, my desire once again overpowered my reason. I couldn't stop fantasizing about something happening between us. This made me lose myself in my fantasies once more. Just then, a little girl urged me to ring up her items. I quickly stopped what I was doing and put the coins back in the cash drawer. But I never expected that the boy I had a crush on was actually the little girl's older brother. Arthur's gaze seemed to imply that he had already seen through my thoughts. I had no choice but to feign composure as I rang him up, pretending nothing had happened. After Arthur left, the fire of desire still burned within me. So I secretly took a book from the shelf to read. Just as I was about to sink into my fantasies, my friend suddenly interrupted me. She urged me not to keep wallowing in my fantasies and told me to throw the book away so I could get back to a normal life. I agreed to her suggestion. To my surprise, the next day, my boss found that book in the trash. He called my mother and explained everything. I lost my job because of it, but what frustrated me most was that after learning the truth, my mother not only failed to help me, she even shared the story with the neighbors. This made me incredibly angry, so I decided to run away from home that night. I went to Arthur's house and begged him to let me stay there for a while. Since he was the one who turned me into this, I hoped he would be my boyfriend. But to my surprise, he said he already had a girlfriend. Even when I told him we were a perfect match, he wouldn't let me stay at his place. At that moment, I felt like the whole world had abandoned me. With no other choice, I went to the side of the road to hitchhike and ended up at my sister's place. She was very surprised to see me. Just then, a handsome man suddenly walked toward me. His eyes were full of lust. I thought he wanted to do something to me, but it turned out he just wanted to go back to his room. That night, I told everyone what Arthur had done to me. After hearing my story, everyone was shocked. My sister told me not to be too upset. She said she'd be there for me through this difficult time. But the very next day, my mother suddenly showed up. She drove me back to my old school. As soon as I walked in, I saw a scene that both surprised and delighted me. Arthur had hung up a banner that read, "I used an object to press against Emma's stomach."